With your connection to local agriculture, I'm Joanna Guza. I traveled to Manitowoc, Wisconsin to visit Meadow Brook Dairy Farm, which is owned by fifth-generation dairy farmer Mitch Kappelman, and he really enjoys focusing in on his herd genetics. I want to take you back to our interview that was sponsored by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin that was on the Wisco Ag News podcast. Here it is. One of the unique things that Mitch brought back to his family farm is called Mitch Match, kind of like a dating site for cows, but it's run by Mitch, and he gives kind of the backstory of how that came about.
After college, I worked for a genetic company, mating cows and helping farmers make the right decisions for bulls to use on their cows. I used that information to create a custom index in Excel. I call it Mitch Match. And I use that to help make our cows at Meadowbrook the best they can be.
Mitch shares how this has been a game changer on their farm.
One game changer on our farm has been in our breeding program using the program I created called Mitch Match. It takes all the traits of a cow, recessive haplotypes, and everything that we know about that cow, and everything that we know about every bull, and finds the perfect match for that cow.
With Mitch's advanced expertise in breeding programs and breeding protocols, I asked him, what advice do you have for another farmer that might want to step up their game when it comes to their herd genetics?
For farmers that want to take control of their own breeding program, I would first sit down and look at the opportunities on your farm that you might be giving up. I would look at maybe the strong points and the weak points. And then I would make sure I knew what all the terms meant on the proofs, on the data. And then I would choose from there which bulls and cows should help make the next generation.
On a quick side note, I asked Mitch, why brown Swiss? 90% of his herd is Holstein and 10% is brown Swiss. Why go that route?
So the brown Swiss started as a 4-H project when my sisters and I were younger. It evolved into more of a passion, resulting in sending some bulls to AI. But they've also brought a better feet and legs, a lower somatic cell count, and higher butter, fat, and protein than the Holsteins.
Very interesting. And to wrap up our interview, I asked Mitch, what's a future goal you have for Meadowbrook Dairy?
A future goal that I have for the farm is to pass it down to my daughter Jovi, potential 6th generation on the family farm. I want to not just survive, but I want to thrive.
That was the voice of Mitch Kappelman. He's the owner of Meadowbrook Dairy Farm, where they milk 450 cows, with 90% of the herd being Holsteins and 10% being brown Swiss. If you want to learn more about Meadowbrook Dairy Farm, you can head on over to our website where we did a full video with them, sponsored by Dairy Farmers of Wisconsin. And that's your connection to local agriculture. Thanks for listening. I'm Joanna Guza.